Trying to think of what else to say. Mm, Resurrection's good. Books, I'm rereading it for the whatever time. It's really good. You gotta get past the misspelling of the word forward. It's like the fucking first word of the book. Um, Resurrection's good. Got Deacons at a Church. I've got the book which has been downloaded. There's like 9 days since the last download, which is ties the longest period without a download. So if someone downloads it tomorrow, of course, tomorrow's the 19th. God's just the fucking king of the jungle. He's the king of the jungle. He orchestrated everything. I just wrote it down and I reported it and wrote it down in a book. Getting wasted today. Already kind of drunk. It's like fucking 9 a.m. on June 18th. Oh, what else? The mystery of God is finished. Any coincidence is God. If it's bad, go away from it. Stay away from it. If it's good, dig into it, think about it, investigate it, spend as much time as necessary. Keep following the good ones to your perfect heaven on earth. Avoid the bad ones at all costs. If you experience a bad one, no big deal. It could be a pain in your body. It could be some like external factor because he's arranging everything around you. It's in response to something you did that broke any of his commandments. Just the first 10, because well, his commandments are the first 10. What else? My dad's an atheist. Thinks I'm crazy. I will come online tomorrow. He's not like the fucking Bible thumping guy that you may get the impression that he is after reading the book. He's not. I got email records to prove that. He's a scientist. Solves God with science. God wants to be solved with science. He's the guy who took a shot to try to solve God with science and did it with geology. His son, who died as a baby, the reason I died is because that guy ushered in, the kingdom of God, i.e. a data-driven system. Geology in his case. I'm on cleanup with statistics. I'm the kid who got caught up to God. I connect it all. All because I fell in love with a fucking kick-ass Jewish chick. Half Jewish, half Irish Catholic. Me. Oh. Catholic on my mom's side. On my dad's side, I have the Davidic blood. Alright, let's see. You'll notice this is white. My face is really red. It may be a touch from drinking, but see that? You see how it's burned? See how it matches? Like, it's... Anyway, I didn't have that side of my back yesterday when I was tanning. I'm trying to think what the fucking else I could put in this video. What have I missed? That book's fucking good. Oh yeah, well, I explained that in the book too. We're good. June 18th, 2019, today. Tomorrow's June 19th, 2019. We'll start 1 hour and a day and a month and a year of time. It's under 400 days, actually. It's like 396. And it just ticks down. 100 days goes like that. Like, from my experience on this journey, because it's a 1,260-day journey, 100 days is like, it's just like as soon as you open your eyes, boom. I wrote a book in 100 days. Not even. It was like fucking whatever, 90 days. I wrote a fucking book. It's a little book, It's on Amazon, iTunes. iBooks, Apple Books. It's free. Yeah, anyone can download it. It's in English. I didn't have the resources to have it translated in every fucking language, although I'm sure it will be soon. I don't know. I This journey's been incredible. In my mind, I'm like, God, your move, man. Like, we're good. From this department, we're good. Your move. And we'll see what he does. And every single time I found myself in this situation, he always delivers. It's like he's holding it up, saying, I'm holding the book up, saying, to heaven, God's heaven or whatever. The whole book is it's so gentlemanly. Anyway, it's a sketch. It's a roadmap for heaven. It's a plan for heaven. Anyway, that's me holding it up, saying, you know what? Oh, yeah, this is it. I don't have a rainbow across my head. I have it above my head. Now, on the forehead means you're thinking. So if something's on your forehead, it's like, that's what you're thinking about. If it's above your forehead, though, see, there's a difference. Like, the rainbow isn't, sorry, let me rewind. The word rainbow is used twice in the entire Bible. Like, the Christian Bible, like from fucking Genesis all the way to Revelation. It's only used 2 times. Okay? Now, my whole shtick is there's no coincidence, and God's, relevant. He's like, like social or cultural, like terminology, like the zeitgeist, like the here and now, the today. God's he's relevant. So he directed all of human history to lead to this moment in time where a word like rainbow, because he actually exists and morphed all of human history to this moment in time, where we know as human beings, not just me, but everyone, know the word rainbow signifies something in today's terms, regardless of whether you believe in God or not, because he actually exists. The word rainbow shows up 2 times. I'm sorry. Because he actually exists, the following takes place. When someone looks at the book of looks at the entire Bible, they see the word rainbow only 2 times. Okay? Both in the book of Revelation. The first is in front of the throne of God. Sounds pretty important, like a fucking rainbow in front of the throne of God. The second time is above the angel, the angel's head. The angel, he roars like a lion roareth. As he holds a little book up to heaven. And it's not on his forehead, whereas, on someone's forehead within the rest of the book of Revelation means thinking about it. So it's not on his forehead, it's actually above his forehead. Now there's a difference. It's the only time something involves a forehead but isn't on or across the forehead. It's above it. Okay, the difference is it an essential part of your being? Maybe essential is the wrong word, but is it like part of yourself, your being, and your thoughts? Or is it above your forehead, meaning it's essential, it's part, it's what you're thinking about it, but you're exalting it. So it's removed a degree from you as a person, but to exalt it, you're like its advocate. So the rainbow above his forehead, he's advocating for the rainbow, the same rainbow that's in front of God's throne. I'm not God. I'm just, I don't even know. It's like, he's the king of the jungle. He's like, look how badass that color scheme looks. He's here. Or sorry, the rainbow's here. There's his throne, here. Throne, rainbow. Okay. So my point is 2 times. Now, in 2019, rainbow means the only fucking, I mean, yes, it could be a physical rainbow, which rainbows aren't even physical, or the only association I know with rainbow is LGBTQ. And I think that's a pretty important discussion when it comes to God. God's not a lamp, by the way. God's bigger than a lamp, but you know, that's like, I'm sorry, God, for using this as an example. But you know, that's an important thing. Like abortion is an important discussion when it comes to God. Sorry, I don't want to point over there. Rainbow LGBT is or Q is a important discussion when it comes to God. You see, so if the word rainbow is in front of his throne, and also above the angel who roareth like a lion, his forehead, he's exalting it. You see, taking what's in front of God's throne and exalting it, because I'm below God's throne. This should be exalted, or this is to be exalted, which is also in front of God's throne. My whole point is this: God's down with LGBTQ. It's all good, and anyone who says otherwise isn't the lion. You see, okay? So God's cool when it comes to that, because He created, and any of my, you know, brethren, I don't know what the right term is. Those I'm exalting is probably the best way to say it. Those I'm exalting know that they were born with that proclivity, just like I was born with my proclivity, just like all the fucking racists, bigots, scumbags, whoever were born with their proclivities. But because your proclivity is ordained by God. Don't kill me, God. I know you can do so anytime. I can shut up now. Just like off me. Nope, didn't happen. Okay, because I'm exalting the rainbow. I'm pointing out the rainbow in front of his throne. You see, like, how do I say this? Because he exists, and you're watching, well, because he exists, you're watching this. And because you're watching this, it brings into focus the concept of LGBTQ globally. Because he exists, this message goes global because he exists. He wants it to. I'm just a dude fucking having cocktails. You know, now that I think about it, this is like my final farewell video, so I may as well make it count. You know, and by count I don't mean drink booze. I just mean like enjoy myself. You know, tomorrow's the 19th of June. Like, it's the beginning of the death period. Oh yeah, I wanted to say this one thing. You know, 1/3 of humanity dies doesn't happen over a fucking like a couple minutes. My message will not be fucking global tomorrow when people start to die. But people are still going to start to die, and people aren't going to realize. I mean, some will, because I've, you know, strategically placed. Well, God was never going to have this message go viral before people start to die, which starts to happen tomorrow, June 19th, 2019, through July 20, 2020. He's not. He knows that you're not going to listen to some nut on, you know, online or whatever until you have some hard evidence. And he is graceful enough to allow for me to take the time that I need, you know, in a relaxing fashion, like, you know, to really like lock in all the things that I'm going to have to talk about. Although I don't even think I have to talk about it, because I wrote the fucking book that I exalt, the rainbow above my head. And, you know, I notified, oh yeah, that's what I want to say. Notified a couple deacons at a church. I've already mentioned this on this channel before, but I got that. I got the book written. I got a fucking post on Reddit. Like, we're good. Like, God's there. He exists. He got it done. I'm just the guy who facilitated it. But no one's ever going to fucking... Most human beings will not hear this message until after we begin that final hour, day, month, and year period for, like, you know, with Donald Trump. Like, God exists and saw everything Donald did. And now I'm here and all this shit. Anyway, but I'm trying to think of how I was coming at this before. Well, I don't know if it really matters too much. The point is, I think I touched on everything I needed to. I'm a little drunk right now. Tomorrow's the 19th, guys. I don't know. I've done a lot of rotten shit in my life. I tried to get attention for this any way I could. I really did, but no one's gonna fucking listen until bad things happen. It's the nature of man. It's not a bad thing. It's how it is. Human beings don't say, well, the only way to achieve a mental euphoria is to think to yourself in some capacity in your mind, even if it's just like you kind of have it in the back of your mind. It's like, well, I'm gonna die anyway. I'm gonna be dead anyway, so why not? Fuck it. And what that does, that idea of death, it it makes you rely on, or it, yeah, it doesn't make you. You resigning the idea that you're gonna die, just it you rely on God. Then you're like, yeah, I'm gonna die anyway. It's in God's hands, and it is, and that's what He wants. He doesn't want you to feel like you're gonna die, but He wants you to be totally reliant on Him. And for us as human beings, the easiest way for us to be reliant on something we can't see is to know that we're gonna die anyway. And what the period of Jacob's trouble is, this hour, day, month, and a year period, where 1/3 of humanity dies. It just it puts that in your mind, and then people start to die around you. I mean, maybe around you, maybe not. The point is, people start to die, and eventually that fight comes to you. The question is how you want to be positioned when it happens. And this whole period, it starts quickly, and it's all directly related to. It's impossible for a human being to predict the future, right? But because there's a God who's like, what's the right term? Who's adhering to the book of Revelation where it spells out that 1/3 of humanity dies. He's adhering to that book. He's making your reality and everyone's reality solve, satisfy, fulfill the prophecy within that book because I'm fulfilling prophecy within that book, and Trump is fulfilling prophecy within that book without even knowing it. I'm filling in a lot of the gaps. I mean, I'm explaining 100% of the book, but I'm actually the guy who's filling in a lot of the gaps. Trump, without knowing it, or maybe he does, but not with Revelation, just in general, like the book of Daniel or Jeremiah. He knows that he's fulfilling some prophecy for Revelation. So is Kushner, or sorry, fulfilling some prophecy from the Bible, and Kushner's doing the same thing. So you have one guy, and then another guy, and then another guy. There's the three horsemen of four horsemen, and the fourth horseman is it's death, and hell is following with him, following him, following him, following with him. White horse rider, guy who explains God. Red horse rider, guy who takes peace from earth. Black horse, or the dark horse, who came in for the embassy seal inauguration, the embassy inauguration. The dark horse, which is Kushner, is like the economic, like fucking guy behind the scenes, like doing his thing, setting peace on an economic agenda. You put those three elements together, now all of a sudden you can choose between, well, I don't want to put myself on the left and them on the right because I'm the right. I'm the light. I'm ordained by God. I'm the white horse rider, and then them, they're the red and the black horse rider. But you have heaven and you have hell. Now, right now on June 18th, hell doesn't look so bad. Hell actually has it's designed to look like heaven. Like they're peacemakers. They're trying to solve for your financial well-being, or Palestinian, Israeli, whatever the fuck it is. But it's all Satan. It's all. Take that back. It's all Satan. You see, not the horn guy, but the mentality that will take your forehead from euphoria to, did Jesus say hell? It was Guana, something like that. Now, Jesus wasn't negotiating peace deals in terms of economics. He wasn't trying to, you know, bully the world. He wasn't about to go to war with Iran. Jesus was about euphoria, man. The Son of God. Anyway, so now that you have the red and the black horse rider and then the white horse rider, then the only thing left is the white horse rider exalts the rainbow, which is very important. LGBTQ rock and roll guys and girls and fucking all the shit that I just screwed up with pronouns or whatever the fuck. We're gonna drop all that shit. Human beings, okay? Human beings. We're all human. Let's just stick with that. And we're all gonna confess our sins together while you're exalted. Okay? Anyway, so all those white horse rider, black, red, whatever. Pale horse is death coming in tomorrow after 12 p.m. Eastern time for an hour, a day, a month, and a year for to slay 1/3 of men and women and whatever the fuck pronouns you guys want to use. This is good news because all you have to do if you see this, you don't have to do anything, but if you believe in God, just like I believe in God, you may want to read my book. It's free, by the way. But what else am I missing? Oh yeah, Mom, Dad, John. 3 of you were critical to this task. I know I seem like a shitbag or whatever, but I do love all of you. Dad, I love you. I really do. It just, it's in my way. It's like the way that you love me is the way that I love you. The exact same. Don't ever forget that. John, you're my brother, man. The love that I have for you is different than I have for Dad or Mom. It's more of a camaraderie. We did it, man. We just needed someone to wrap it all together, polish it up nice. That's why I'm here. But none of this, and the book doesn't do you justice, none of this could have happened without you. The idea of your journey in my mind at the onset of my journey, if you didn't take those 7 hard months homeless and 10 months, I don't even know how long it was. I mean, man, you fought. I put myself in your shoes. I'm like, man, God, John was he was a lion. Anyway, I love you. Thank you for being supportive, and I appreciate all the meals, of this past, whatever, since I've been squatting here at Mom's. And then Mom, I was thinking about this morning. We've never really had the sort of mother-son relationship that I think if we ever did, we wouldn't, this wouldn't be happening now. So I'm proud of you, and I'm proud of myself for, I don't know. None of this could have happened without you, Mom. You kept me over this last year. You kept me sheltered and fed in the name of helping me get better. Granted, I've paid you don't know why. We could have had this buttoned up if you just listened to me. But if you just listened to me like Jesus' mom listened to him, or actually took the initiative and put him in front of people early, then we wouldn't have everything solved right now. It took the time that I had to spend alone. You know, I mean, we barely interacted this whole year. Which has been critical. That has been your function. They talk about, the book of Revelation talks about hidden manna. He'll have the hidden manna on his journey or whatever. Or Jesus will give the hidden manna to the individual who does this. You're part of the hidden manna. Hidden in that, who would have ever thought? I never would have thought, well, I can always just, if I go off the deep end, like I can stay with my mom for X amount of time. I never thought that in my life, but that's exactly what happened. Someone who's been sort of conditioned to mental illness and, you know, like, you can help write the manual or the best practices guide to helping people who are going through hyper religious episodes. Having you're someone who's seen it with Mammy, Dad, John, and me. You can help write that's it. It's like you don't need doctors in this situation. What you need are nurses. You know what I mean? Like, nurses are important, Linda. You know, someone to help uh, nurture or cultivate the experience. Not the experience, but like the individual as they're going through the experience. That's what's happened here. You've put the finishing touches on the how-to guide, how to help your, you know, patient, loved one, whatever, transition from being dead to euphoria. You're like the Florence Nightingale of heaven on earth. You're Florence Nightingale. You're the Florence Nightingale of euphoria, of heaven. That's your ideal role, Mom. So there you go. It only took a year, you know, dealing with this. And I gotta say, I tried to make it. I'm sorry about how it started at first, but I think you know that I'm pristine now because I've adjusted to your system to basically remain anonymous. Don't worry, Mom. Whatever died when I was 9 months old in that bathtub, whatever came back wasn't your son. He's up on God's throne. Just see chapter 12 of the book of Revelation. You know, the one about the kid caught up to God. Oh, man. Look, I remember even when I was younger, Mom, Dad, John, whatever, I was like, man, why was I even born? Like, this just sucks. Like, you know, when I was a kid and then later in life. And now I know. I was never born. Well, I mean, I was, but, you know, whatever the fuck came back, Mom, when you resuscitated me, that whole thing. This is why. This is why. Mom and Dad, you guys ushered in the lion. All right, that's it. I don't have any more thoughts. June 19th tomorrow. I guess I got to upload a fucking nearly 30-minute video. Mom, I love you. I give you a big hug right now. Dad, I love you. You rat bastard. John, you're the best older brother a man, whoever could have. You're the best. Yeah, it's a hell of a storm, John. Hell of a storm.